Hi, it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson from the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. Oh, it is Fantastic Friday. We're almost at that weekend, and most of us definitely look forward to that. In the midst of COVID-19, in the midst of all that we've seen in our world, in the midst of all that's happening politically, we need to know that God has a word from us, and God has special plans for all of our lives. In the book of Jeremiah, the first chapter, verses 4-6, this is a very powerful message that God gives to Jeremiah. Jeremiah now finds out when he makes excuses for not doing what God has called him to do, God has to redirect him and put him on track. God says to Jeremiah, don't you know, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. Isn't that just powerful to understand that God knew us before we had a human manifestation? Because remember, we're spirits and our spirits are infinite. That means that our spirits are always in the presence of God. So this text leads us and helps us to understand that Jeremiah makes these excuses. And then God says to Jeremiah, I knew you. Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you and I had a plan for your life. It's important for all of us to know that God has a plan for our lives. For those of you who might think that things look futile, for those of you who think that you have given up and you were never accomplished what you believe God has created you to be on the planet for, I just wanted to remind you, you have a purpose in life. God has a plan for each and every last one of us. Some of us find out that plan sooner, others find it out later, but it doesn't matter when you find it out because it's all in a part of God's plan. I want to remind you never to grow weary in well-doing, for in due season you shall reap if you faint not. Jeremiah has to be redirected. He needs to know, don't make excuses. Don't think about why you can't do it. Don't think about why am I too young, God? I cannot do this. Ask somebody else. God is asking you. God is asking me. He has something in store for all of us to do that He might be glorified in the earth and in our lives. Today, don't make an excuse, but rather say, God, here am I. I am here. I am of service to you. Whatever you call me to do, whatever you ask me to do, here am I. I am yielded unto you. Today, I hope you will yield to God. Jeremiah learned that he had to yield to God. When you and I yield to God, it is then His purpose, His plan, His destiny will come forth in our lives. You have a destiny. God has a plan for you. Live out that plan and know that God will always be with you. God bless you. I'll look forward to seeing you on tomorrow.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for your prayerful support and all the things that we have done in ministry to help so many others. We thank you so very much for your generous support in times past, and we thank you for your present support and what you will do in the future. May God richly bless you, exceedingly and abundantly above all that you're able to ask, say, or think, according to His power at work in you. God bless you.